Our nation's primary academic supercomputer, Archer 2, has been a stalwart servant to UK science. It has powered countless research projects and enabled discoveries across many different fields. However, Archer 2 is now showing its age. Its global ranking has unfortunately slipped. As of November 2024, it stood at 62nd in the world. This is a noticeable drop from its previous positions. More critically, Archer 2 is scheduled to reach its end of life in 2026. This means its operational lifespan is drawing to a close. We must acknowledge its contributions, but also urgently look to what comes next for UK research infrastructure. The clock is ticking loudly for its replacement. Supercomputers are not mere curiosities or expensive toys. They are absolutely fundamental tools for modern scientific endeavour. Think of them as the powerful engines driving discovery in the 21st century. They allow researchers to tackle incredibly complex problems that would be impossible to solve otherwise. We use them for climate change modelling, for designing new medicines, and for understanding the very fabric of the universe. The United Kingdom has a proud history in computing. We have often been at the forefront of innovation. Maintaining this leadership requires continuous investment in these critical, high-performance computing resources. Without them, our scientists are fighting with one hand tied behind their backs. The ambition for the UK was, rightly, to secure an exascale supercomputer. An exascale machine represents a monumental leap in computational power. It is capable of performing at least 1 quintillion or a billion calculations per second. This is a staggering figure. It is approximately 50 times faster than our current Archer 2 system. Such a machine would have been transformative. It would have opened up entirely new avenues of research. It would have allowed UK scientists to lead the world in areas like artificial intelligence, advanced materials, and personalized medicine. This was the vision, a vision that promised to keep the UK at the cutting edge of global science. Even before the recent challenging news, there was a growing sense of unease. Many of us within the scientific community could see other nations pushing ahead. They were investing heavily in their own next-generation supercomputing facilities. The UK's progress, in contrast, felt slow. The need for a successor to Archer 2 was becoming more urgent with each passing month. This wasn't just about keeping up appearances. It was, and remains, about providing our talented researchers with the tools they need to compete. It's about ensuring the UK can solve the grand challenges we face. The anticipation for a firm commitment to a new, powerful system was therefore very high. The news that arrived in November 2024, therefore, struck a significant blow. The new Labour government announced a difficult decision. Plans to invest £800 million in a new exascale supercomputer, which was to be sited at the University of Edinburgh, were shelved. This was a major setback for the UK's scientific community. It created a great deal of uncertainty. Many research groups have been planning their future work around the availability of such a powerful resource. The decision effectively paused our ambitions to join the elite club of nations possessing exascale computing capabilities. This has caused considerable dismay among those who understand the strategic importance of such facilities. The government provided its reasons for this substantial change in direction. Officials from the Department for Science, Innovation and Technology stated these were unfunded commitments. They argued that these commitments were made by the previous administration without a clear plan for how to pay for them. The primary justification given was the pressing need to restore economic stability across the nation. In the current fiscal climate, difficult spending decisions were deemed necessary. While the desire for economic prudence is understandable, the long-term cost of underinvestment in critical research infrastructure must also be carefully weighed. We must consider the future implications of such choices. This decision regarding the exascale computer was not made in isolation. It formed part of a larger shelving of a £1.3 billion funding package. This package was intended for various technology and artificial intelligence projects. This included a significant £500 million allocated for the AI research resource. It is important to note, however, that some funding, around £300 million, which had already been distributed for the AI research resource, will thankfully continue as planned. Nevertheless, the overall reduction in planned investment sends a worrying signal. It suggests a potential scaling back of the UK's immediate technological ambitions at a critical juncture for global innovation. The consequences of these decisions are not abstract. They have immediate, tangible impacts. For instance, the University of Edinburgh, my own institution, had already spent a considerable sum. Approximately £31 million had been invested in preparing the building that was designated to house the new exascale supercomputer. This preparatory work now faces an uncertain future. Such developments create disruption. They can also damage confidence within the research community and with potential international partners. The ripple effects extend beyond just the hardware. They touch the people, the plans, and the very momentum of UK science. We must find a way to navigate this difficult period. From my perspective, as someone deeply involved in high-performance computing, this situation is profoundly concerning. I've stated publicly that not investing adequately in national supercomputing infrastructure would be a disaster for the United Kingdom. This is not hyperbole. It reflects a genuine fear for our country's scientific and innovative capacity. Supercomputers are the bedrock upon which much modern research is built. To neglect this foundation is to risk the entire edifice of our scientific progress. It directly impacts our ability to attract top talent. It also affects our capacity to participate meaningfully in international research collaborations where such resources are standard. The lack of access to cutting-edge supercomputing directly impedes scientific advancement. Consider areas like drug discovery. Developing new medicines increasingly relies on complex molecular simulations. These simulations require immense computational power. The same is true for materials science, where researchers design novel materials with specific properties. Climate modeling, essential for understanding and mitigating climate change, is another prime example. Furthermore, the training of sophisticated artificial intelligence models, particularly large language models, is incredibly compute-intensive. Without world-class machines, UK researchers will be unable to lead in these vital fields. They will become reliant on facilities elsewhere or simply be unable to pursue certain lines of inquiry. This funding decision is a particular blow to the UK's stated ambitions in artificial intelligence. There was talk of developing our own BritGPT. This was an exciting prospect. However, creating and training such large-scale AI models demands enormous computational resources. These are precisely the kind of resources an exascale supercomputer would provide. The UK has a vibrant and growing AI sector. We boast twice as many AI companies as any other European nation, but the sector needs the right tools to flourish and compete globally. Without access to sufficient computing power, our AI innovators may struggle to develop and scale their ideas, potentially ceding ground to international competitors. The wider tech industry shares these grave concerns. Tech UK, a prominent trade body, has urged the government to formulate new plans quickly. They rightly point out that delays or a lack of ambition could see the UK lose out significantly. Global competitors are not standing still. They are investing heavily in their digital infrastructure. Sue Daly of Tech UK emphasised the critical need for the UK to maintain its ambitions in hosting next-generation computing. The fear is that talent, investment and ultimately technological leadership could drift away from our shores if we are not seen to be serious about providing the necessary foundational tools for a 21st century digital economy. It is important to acknowledge that the government continues to state its commitment to AI. Science Secretary Peter Kyle has affirmed that AI is central to the government's growth agenda. Furthermore, tech entrepreneur Matt Clifford has been appointed. His task is to develop an action plan for AI opportunities. This plan will focus on crucial areas like infrastructure, talent, and data access. The autumn budget in November 2024 also introduced an Artificial Intelligence Opportunities Action Plan. This aims to enhance growth and productivity through AI. These are positive signals. They suggest that the importance of AI is recognized at the highest levels of government. The United Kingdom undeniably possesses strong foundations in this domain. We ranked third in the 2023 Global AI Readiness Index. We were first in Western Europe. This demonstrates our existing capabilities and preparedness. Since 2014, over £2.3 billion has been allocated by the government to AI initiatives. The UK AI market itself is valued at over £21 billion. Projections suggest it could grow to a staggering £1 trillion by 2035. The number of AI companies in the UK has surged by over 600% in the past decade. These statistics paint a picture of a thriving ecosystem with immense potential for future growth and innovation. However, these strengths and positive signals cannot mask a critical missing piece. Sustained large-scale investment in foundational infrastructure is absolutely essential. Supercomputing facilities are not an optional extra or a luxury item. They are a fundamental necessity for any nation aspiring to be a leader in technology and science. This infrastructure underpins almost everything else. It enables the research, powers the AI development, and attracts the talent that the government rightly wishes to cultivate. Without this core computational power, our ambitions in AI and other advanced technologies will inevitably be constrained. We cannot build a world-leading AI sector on outdated or insufficient hardware. Therefore, the path forward requires a clear, robust, and adequately funded long-term strategy. We must ensure that the recent shelving of the Exascale project is a temporary setback, not a permanent retreat from ambition. The UK's scientific future, its technological competitiveness, and its ability to contribute to solving global challenges depend on bold decisions now. This is about more than just hardware. It is about maintaining our technological sovereignty. It is about ensuring our researchers and innovators have the tools they need to succeed. It is about securing the UK's place at the forefront of the data-driven world of tomorrow. The opportunity is still there, but we must grasp it.